If you've been in one place for as long as I have, leaving it is a big problem. My mother and father bought this property in 1917, and she raised 15 children on this property. I'm number 13, 15. There are only 2 of us left now. This was my mother's dream. Her dream was having her own property. She would never even think of selling this property. This was her life. And she would often say to us when growing up that, I'm going to leave this property to you, to the family. And it's the family responsibility to keep the property. I no longer has any authority now to keep this property because I would never sell this property. But Eminent Domain has forced me into giving up the property. So I have no choice now but to move out and look for someplace else to stay. Back in the 60s, they came here and they said, we're going to take part of your backyard because we're building 395 and we need right-of-way. We need the land there for the right-of-way. So my mother, living at the time, and she didn't want them to take any of her backyard, but there's nothing she can do about it, so they took part of the backyard. In the late 80s and the early 90s, they came to me and they said, we're going to have to take the remainder of your property because we're going to add a couple of lanes to the highway and we would need your property. And I thought they were joking at first because I really didn't believe they were going to do what they said they were going to do. Because at that time, they said, we don't have any money yet and this has not been approved by the legislature, so this is just an idea. And a few years later, they came with relocation notices. But they still were telling me we have no money yet. Well, last year or the year before, they got the money. And they started moving people out. By the law eminent domain, they figured that this property would better benefit the whole community rather than an individual. So they were going to take the property. And as of January, that's what they did. They took the property. You know, it's just like when my mother died. I could never get over the fact that she was gone. I would come home, I would say, Mama. Then it would dawn on me that she's gone. You know, it took months, even years, for me to just get that through my head. That she's gone, she's not around anymore. Well, the same with the property. You know, I would imagine, even now, I would imagine that I get in my car and instead of going to the new house, I'm driving here, I'm coming here because I've done it so many times. It's a problem. So, you know, some nights I just lay in bed thinking, and I can't go to sleep, so I'm laying up there, I'm thinking, I don't want to leave this house. What can I do? I don't want to leave. And what am I going to do after I leave? You know, I just can't go to sleep. I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking until eventually I fall asleep. You know, I'm going to miss 14 Terrace, you know. Problem, I have to try to get it in my head that, you know, things are just not going to be the way they used to be.